Hi, and welcome back to my playthrough of Carnival Zombie. Again, I have to apologize for making what would call it really a major mistake during the last night or the very first night of my playthrough, and this was when I tried to free this survivor here because I was attacking some zombies or infected down there, but I was not allowed to do that because they were infected on the barricade area of this eastern one cave here. Again, I do apologize, but at least that's a pretty cool way to show you some nice picture-in-picture effect. But this also means I returned this survivor here from Dog Pestilence, so this survivor is now completely removed from the game. The good thing is though that I can give 2 stress back to the survivors because these 2 zombies were giving me basically some hits when they did attack, but of course they wouldn't attack me because they would have been removed when I would not go after the real infected one. So I think I will just give 1 to Columbine and 1 to the captain, and so I think this should be good. I really hope I caught all my mistakes for now, so I can go on and prepare for the second night. And as I'm here at this location number 6, I have to deal with 4 obstacles. Unfortunately, there are no fortification whatsoever, so we have to start with the very first phase of the night setup. I will start with the blue obstacles here. So here we have the jetty, then we have the manhole, and now I will draw 2 black obstacles which we need, and here we have the palace and the catacombs. So we have all 4 obstacles in play. That's cool, so I can show you all these obstacles, but for now I will place them, but I think I will do this off camera. So for each of these obstacles I will draw a random nightmare card, and then I will put them on the appropriate space on the game board. So we have the jetty down there, here we have the palace, the catacombs and the manhole. Let me just describe you these obstacles. This jetty just means all infected that enter from this cave should enter to ring 2 instead of ring 3. The palace, I already explained to you that no one is allowed to shoot past this obstacle other than the Lady Columbine. Then the catacombs, I think this is also clear, the infected can enter even though if there are barricade boxes. And the manhole is also pretty simple. During the infected entrance step, 1 additional infected will enter on this space. I also did step 2 and 3 of the night setup, so I placed the barricades. Again, I want to escape from the western area, that's why I kept these open, and really I'm trying to block this cave here where we see the catacombs, so to keep it as safe as possible. The engineer will be on the east side, so he might be able to hopefully keep the barricades in order in order to not get any attack from the back. And the captain, I think he will stay here and tries to keep the south clean. And then we have to spawn the bosses. In this second night we have to deal with 3 bosses, so the green and the yellow ones. So let's go for the very first tubular one, and this would be the green boss. Green is the Casanova, or the green cylinder one is the Casanova. The Casanova is not entirely bad. For once he doesn't move, but during the infected entrance he brings 1 additional infected each hour where new infected would be spawned, though that's definitely not really good thing. So let's draw a nightmare card to check where he will be placed. That's the north 2 cave, so the Casanova will go in that space. Then we draw the next boss cube, and this is a white cube. And so we have to deal with Beastmaster, and this is really a nasty fellow. He is moving only 1 space. His starting abilities are also not that bad, as he has 3 attack and 3 stamina. But he will call all the incubi to him during the course of the game. And when an incubi comes to his space or to his cave basically, then he will take him with it, and then he will get stronger. So for each incubus he is going to collect on his tarot card here, he gets +1 damage and +1 stamina. Though this is definitely a fella we have to take out as soon as possible. Let's see where we have to place him. Oh, that's a question mark. That's cool. I think then we will place this Beastmaster on this space here, because we have two good heroes waiting for this fella in order to take him down as soon as possible. And then last but not least, we will draw our third boss, and here we have the purple boss, and this is really bad news, as we have to deal with the Admiral now. The Admiral also doesn't move, but during the attack phase he inflicts 2 stress on a random character, which we will then determine by a nightmare card, of course. So let's see where we have to place this guy, and this would be the Western 2 cave. This is kind of a problem, and this is really a bad problem, which I see, because here is the palace, so only Lady Columbine will be able to shoot at him. Okay, so this is really the first guy we have to take care of, at least with Lady Columbine. And then we come to the normal sequence of play during the night. Again, the first phase would be to activate any cards that have to be activated by the beginning of an hour. I don't have any cards to my knowledge, so we can directly skip that. And the next step would be the infected would enter the game board. And again, I will do this off camera. And that's the situation. Remember, I have to draw 4 infected now because of the Casanova, and I have to also add 1 infected because of this manhole here. And I was lucky enough to draw 3 paranoia cubes, which I have to assign to our heroes for this stage. And for this stage, this is clear. So this paranoia cube goes to the captain. This one goes to Harlequin. And this one I can choose one of those characters for now. And I decided to give this paranoia cube to Brickell, and that's because he can be healed by the doctor basically after the end of this round. Next thing is the infected would move. Again, I will do this off camera. And now the incubi will move again towards the cave of Bestarius. So because he's gathering these guys, and they will always take the shortest path. So for them, this is pretty clear. They will move here. And here I'm not so sure which direction say they will go to. Maybe I will just give them a split or something like that. Maybe a stupid idea, but what's the heck. Then, again, the ability of Bestarius, all incubi that are on the same cave as Bestiarius are put on his tarot card. And now he already has 3 hit points and 3 stamina because of this 1 incubus there, though this is really an evil fella. Then we start with the hero activation, starting with Captain Terror. And Captain Terror, for his very first action, or it's not really an action, so he will give a shooting command to this space. So all these 3 characters will be allowed to take 1 shot or 1 shooting action. Now that's really important. Again, we start with the lowest initiative value being Lady Columbine. And I think Lady Columbine will take her shooting action against this boss here, the Admiral. Remember, she's allowed to pass this palace, and she's also not supposed to attack the closest monster to her, so she can really take a direct hit at the Admiral, and her gun would inflict 2 wounds, which is basically not a bad thing. Brickell will use his M60, and he's allowed to take 4 shots with 1 shooting action, and this is really something. And he can reach a space 2 spaces away, basically, so he will directly shoot towards this space here. So for once, these 3 guys are down, and he will also inflict 1 damage on Dr. Bestiarius here. So for once, we have to drop these stones here. This was good. And the hit that we inflict on Bestiarius will remove this incubus here, which is also a good thing. So he's now again in the normal attack value. Next we come to the Doctor. The Doctor will just take his normal shot, and he will get rid of this incubus. This is important because this incubus would have reached Bestiarius in the next turn. So I will drop it on the pile of corpses, not a problem. Then we come to the normal action of Captain Terror. He's not allowed to take any stress because of his paranoia cube, but this is fine. He will take a shooting action towards this space down there. They all have an endurance of only 1, so with his Remington he can take them out all at once. Let's keep the fingers crossed. Ooh, this was again sticking to my finger, but no problems here. Then it's the turn of Lady Columbine again. And again, she will take a shooting action towards this space here, of course. Again, she can pass all these obstacles and infected that would wait for her down there. So again, she inflicts 2 damage on the Admiral, which means this is more than enough to kill this evil fella before he did any harm to us. And this also means we can claim a reward. Again, we could take 1 level of stress back to any characters, or we can give 1 card to any character. And I'm thinking she will be a selfish lady and draw a card herself. And that's basically her card, Explosive Bullets. This is a starting item, so it's not entirely powerful. This, if you would play this level this game on the lowest level, on the easy level, then you would start with this card. You can only use it once. This is depicted by this icon here. And at the beginning of an hour, when you spend these explosive bullets, all your shots are explosive. That's definitely not bad, but there are really way better cards in the deck. I think she will take 1 level of stress. She's allowed to do that. And will fire 1 shot towards these Goliaths here. They have a endurance of 2. She inflicts 2 damage, so 1 of these Goliaths is down. Okie dokie, we come to Harlequin. Also, Harlequin is not allowed to take stress, willingly at least. So he's using his M16 for now, which would allow him to take 2 shots. Basically, with the first shot, he will take this Moloch down. With the second shot in the same action, he will take this Moloch down. So once more, I want to show you the pile of corpses. For now, everything is fine. He can still take his free movement action, but I think I will keep him where he is. I think the situation is pretty okay for now. So we come to Brick Hell. I think for him it's pretty easy. He will use his M60 to take down Bestiarius. He has only 3 hit points left, but he's taking all his 4 shots towards him because for once he's not allowed to exhaust himself, so he has a paranoia cube on himself, and it would not be enough for him to take down the Goliath. But that's definitely a good thing. So this fella is down, and I decided to take a reward for Captain Terror. Let's see what we have here. Again, we have a starting item. This is really crap. +1 shot to each fire action for the night. Okay, that's cool. It's basically very cool, but we can only take it at the beginning of the very first hour. So in this night, this doesn't do us any good because the beginning of the first hour already is gone. It's definitely not a bad item. It's also only a single-use item, but it really doesn't do us any good for this night. Can you believe that? Then we come to Pantaleon. I think he could shoot towards this Incubus, but as he's using explosive ammunition or having his M79, I think he will take down this base here, because then he would be allowed to kill both of these guys. So his M79 has a reach of 3, so yeah, let's do that. But I think he's good. I think he can take 1 level of stress to take down the Incubus as well. So he does a very good job in protecting the barricades here. So this fella is down as well. And for his free action, I think he will just, let's put the barricade down there. The Doctor can hit no one near his ditch. So I think for his normal action, he will move down to the Captain. So this was his free movement, or this normal action. I think he takes 1 level of stress to take down this Incubus. Let me drop that, no problem. And then with his free action, he will heal Captain Terror, so he will lose his paranoia cube and also gets back 1 level of stress. So he's fully healed, and this is definitely a good thing. Things that doesn't look too bad, to be honest, and I'm really surprised. So let's really hope for the best. So none of the infected would attack, but there are no infected close to any barricades. We also have taken care of the Admiral, who would inflict 2 stress on a random character. This is cool. And the Casanova, I think, yeah, he cannot help it. He's not allowed to attack anybody for now. So I think we are doing really pretty good. So let's advance the hour and start the next round of the night. Again, we could activate card. We have cards now, at least the explosive bullets for Lady Columbine, but I think we don't need them at this point in time. So we can directly jump to step number 2, and this would mean new infected will enter the board. So these were the guys I have drawn from the back. Still, we have Casanova on the board, so I have to draw 1 infected more. And this time we have a good news. There would be a survivor. And this time I really hope to make it right to, clean out this cave here, according to the rules, of course. And then I will move all the infected. And again, I think I will do that off camera. And that's the situation after the movement. So we see we have really a hell of a lot to do, but we do have some explosive ammo, and I really think we might have used the explosive ammo or the explosive bullets for Lady Columbine, but I really hope we will do fine. At least we have taken care of most of the bosses until now. Let's start a new action round for our heroes. Again, starting with Captain Terror. He will not use any commands for now, but he will take a normal shooting action towards this base here. Again, he's using his Remington, though all these 4 guys are down. Again, I want to show that to you. Yeah, we were lucky this time. He takes 1 stress. He's allowed to do that now, to take down these 2 fellas as well. Oof, again, was sticking to my finger. Then it would be the turn of Lady Columbine. And Lady Columbine will use her sharpshooter rifle to take out this Goliath. Or this was her first action. Then she takes 1 level of stress. So she's coming already to the red area, so we have to do something about her, but nevertheless he will take her second shot to get rid of this Moloch here. We spent 1 level of damage, but at least we have taken care of 1 of those evil fellas. Okay, then we come to poor Harlequin, and he's really in a pretty bad situation. In the north here, he's not allowed to take any extra stress, so I think he will just take 2 shots with his firing action, and he will just take out these 2 fellas here. And now it's a turn of Brickwell. He's also not allowed to take 1 additional shot, so he will just use his normal firing action with his M60. 4 shots, each worth 1 point of damage, so these 2 Goliaths are down as well. Again, I want to show you the pile of corpses. This one is really close. It's not touching the table, so for now we are definitely fine, but this will definitely come off sooner or later. Pantaleon. Pantaleon will take his action, his shooting action, and will just shoot towards this base here. He will take out all 5 of these evil guys here as well, so I don't know how to drop them, but I have to do it somehow. Let's hope for the best. Yeah, close call, but we are good. And then he's taking 1 level of stress to take out these guys here as well. Keep the fingers crossed. No, this won't touch the surface, so this Moloch is definitely coming back. So I think I will place it here, but this also means he gains 1 additional level of stress. But as his free action, he's allowed to build 1 barricade, and of course he will do that. The Doctor will move north. Then he takes 1 level of stress to take down this infected here. And with his special night ability, he will heal Harlequin from his paranoia and will also give him back 1 level of stress. Next thing, the infected will attack, and this is pretty easy. These 3 barricades are down, this barricade is down, But that's basically it for this round. But during the next round, they will really populate a lot of these barricade spaces here. Then we will advance the hour, and again off camera I will have the infected make their entrance. But first of all, I am allowed to use one item at the start of the turn, and I will use the explosive bullets for Lady Columbine now. So for 1 hour, all the shots, of course her shots, are explosive, and then we just discard this card. I will tap it for now to try to remember. And that's the situation. Again, a lot of stones on the game board. I will do the movement now. And the ring of undead is really coming closer to our refuge. So in the north, all the barricades are basically filled. Here we are still a little bit lucky, but I really have to get rid of these guys. And then we can activate our heroes again. Again, starting with Captain Terror. And I'm really thinking of using his healing command in order to get rid of the Paranoia Cube for Brickell. So I will place this command on this space here, so they get both 1 level of stress back, and I will also get rid of this Paranoia Cube. Awesome. Then he will take his first shots, Captain Terror, and he will take out these 5 evil guys. And I'm pretty sure some will come back now. 2 of them have come back, but we only get 1 level of stress, independent of how many of these guys fall from the board. But definitely we have to place them back. And I think I will bring them back down there. But of course, he will lose 1 level of stress. I think, what the heck, let's give him 1 additional level of stress to take out these guys. And again, I have to hope nothing bad happens here. Come on. Ah, gosh, again, he fell down. So this Incubus will come back as well. And again, I will place him here. I think this really doesn't matter. But again, he will lose 1 level of stress. So he lost 3 stress in this round. This is really a bad start. Then we come to Lady Columbine. We remember she's using explosive ammunition now. So she will just take her first shot and she will take out this space down there. And I guess there is no chance that we do it. Oh, this time we were lucky, so she doesn't get any wound, but still she will take 1 level of stress and will take out these guys. Again, we hope, please, 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 please. Ah! Nah, of course we are not lucky. It's really tough to do that one-handed and between the camera and stuff, but yeah. What the heck, I sucked. So this guy comes back and I think I will place him up there. But of course, she will lose 1 level of stress. She's now in the terror area. If now she would drop some infected from the pile of corpses, everyone would get a level of stress. Now it's a turn of Harlequin. Harlequin has to take an assault action because the space or the barricade spaces are populated with infected. Luckily, he has his tomahawk, so he now deals 2 damage in assault. So I think he's just taking out this guy here, this Goliath, and then he takes 1 level of stress and will also take down the second Goliath here. Brickell, I think he has nothing really to do down there. So I think he will move up there to the north. Then he also takes 1 level of stress, and now he will use his awesome chainsaw, which allows him to deal 3 damage, and he can split them up among several infected. And this is really important and awesomely cool. So I think he will take out these 3 mean fellas here. And again, we hope for the best. Oh no, this gray guy came back. And I think I will place this guy there. But of course, he loses a level of stress. Pantaleon here. I think he will just take a shooting action, basically here, using his explosive ammunition. And let me show you loads of these guys. Will come back now. Yeah. No, not loads, but only this fella down there. So I think I bring this guy back on this space. But of course, we lose 1 level of stress. I think we will not let him take additional stress because he's already in the reds. So the chances that he will drop one infected are relatively high. So we'll just take his free action and we'll build a new barricade on this space. The doctor has to take an assault action because there is still one single Goliath back. And with his assault action he's allowed to deal 1 damage, so again he has to take extra stress to do a follow-up killing action basically, and this would be enough to kill this Goliath here. Again, I really hope for the best. Yeah, this time nothing bad has happened. And with his free healing action I think he will heal himself for now. And now the infected would attack, and we really did a very good job, I have to say. So only this Goliath will take down 1 barricade box, and this is definitely something we can live with. Let's advance the hour. So this time no new infected will enter the board. But of course all the infected will move again. Again we have all these populated here, the barricade boxes, but apart from that we are definitely not doing too bad. For once we have to keep in mind we want to get rid of this, or want to get out using the western exit basically, so we definitely have to take down some of these fellas, and we also have to take care of these guys here as well. So I think Captain Terror will use his move or assault action on this space here, so all these characters could now take either a move or an assault action. Sorry about that. So I think Harlequin will move towards this space in order to support Lady Columbine for the escape path, and I think Brickhell will use his chainsaw to take out these, and I think these 2 guys here as well. So these are 4 cubes which we have to place on the pile of corpses somehow. And yeah, wow, what a great drop. No one has left the pile of corpses. By the way, there is a very cool card in this deck. I think it's coming from Pantaleon or so. And he can get rid of the pile of corpses here. They'll just go back to the Abyss. Great card, but unfortunately we don't have it. There's still the free action from the command for the doctor, and he will just take out this incubus. And again, we will drop it here, no problem. Now it's the normal turn of Captain Terror, and I'm really thinking of not moving him at all. He could take out these fellas here, but the risk is relatively high that we will drop a cube, and of course it would not be sufficient to kill the Goliath down there. And so we have to take an extra stress to kill this, and I think this is not really important because we would only lose 1 barricade, and I don't want to move him into the stress area here. So I think we basically give him a pass. Then it's the turn of Lady Columbine, and she definitely has to take out 1 fella. So with 1 shot she inflicts 2 damages. So I think, yeah, we will definitely get rid of the Goliath here. Drop it. Nothing bad has happened here. She could take an extra stress, but I think I will not do that. So she's already in the red, so I don't care about giving another wound. And then we directly jump over to Harlequin, and he can take 2 shots with 1 action. So I think we will definitely do that. So he will take out these 2 fellers. Hope for the best here. Yeah, that was good. And I think we take the risk, so he will take 1 level of stress to take these guys out as well. So let's bring him here. And I just saw something, and this would be this incubus here. I think he came back during the last shooting action of someone or so, or was an assault action. I can't really quite remember, so I'm not sure if this guy should have moved in the meantime, but I think it doesn't really matter for now. So he's there. So right now, if we would escape through the west, we would take 1 level of stress, and I think that's pretty good. Then we come to Brickhell. Brickhell will take his assault action and take out this Goliath here. Drop it. Nothing has happened. And this time we really might be able to rescue this survivor. So I think he will take 1 level of stress to shoot his M60 in the catacombs. Try to get rid of these guys. And we really have to hope that no one will fall off. No! We are so unlucky. Okay, so this Moloch is definitely coming back, but we are allowed to choose which cave this Moloch will come back. So of course we will put him here. So right now this cave is definitely free, but Brick Hell is also in the red area already. It's the turn of Pantaleon, and Pantaleon might be able to rescue these barricades here. So yeah, let's take a shooting action with his M79. So this is explosive ammunition. And again, we hope no, and we are not lucky. So this Moloch came back as well. So we send this Moloch down there. He has taken 1 level of stress. He was already in the red, so everyone else also gets a level of stress, and that's definitely not a good thing. He could think of, getting rid of these 4 guys, but this would mean he would lose 1 level of stress for the additional firing action. Then if something would happen, he would be incapacitated, and all the other guys would also lose 1 level of stress, and for 1 survivor, I think the risk is definitely too high. So he will just use his special ability and build 1 barricade, but this really doesn't matter because these guys will take those down. Then we come to the dog. I think the dog will not use his fighting ability. He will just move down to the captain, and then he will just heal the captain. And then we come to the attack phase of the infected, so we are definitely good. So this barricade comes down, these 3 barricades come down. This is definitely removed, so the survivor is killed. Then we all escape to the east, so we have to take 1 level of stress. And so let's give the stress to Harlequin. But one good thing happened. And this time I'm really pretty sure that we did a good job in rescuing this survivor. So Dog Pestilence has 1 survivor on his character card. Hopefully we can keep him there. Okay, let's remove our players for now. We will move all the remaining barricades back to the center of the refuge. I will do some cleanup, so all the obstacles will go away. I will remove all the infected and the remaining boss, so basically this Casanova dude, and then we could start our day action. So we are at the first hour of the day, and of course, this is here, and then we can already see during the 3rd night we have to deal with 4 bosses if we will make it. I think we will definitely make it into the 4th night. But first of all, we have to check for the sinking of Venice. Again, we have space number 7, so the airship finale is definitely something we are not looking towards to, but I think either way we would have to move down there, call the Zeppelin first, then move all the way up back there and make our finale at the graveyard. So I think for now that's definitely not a bad thing for us. Then we draw our event for the day, and this is Ingenuity. Each character may discard an item card to draw another one, and this is definitely not a bad thing, at least not for her. And I think we already forgot that, because place 2 survivors in the abyss at the start of each day, and the start of each day was already gone, so I will definitely place 2 survivors in the abyss, and this is definitely a good thing. And now we can discard this card, so this has taken care, or has been happened before that, so we will draw a new card, and this is the Crystal Ball. You may discard a Nightmare card just drawn and draw another one. Keep the new card. So this is basically a day ability. Okay, this can be okay. This can really be okay, because that's definitely a good thing. Because we want to search for the ship, and this can really help us to find the ship. So I think this can be good. Not good for the night, but really good for the day. Then we have to spend some time for the movement, and I think we have one. No, let's try to make it to the end in this night. I think we are really so beaten, and I think 2 nights will be definitely impossible to deal with. So we have to spend 2 hours to get here, because there's a +1 of this road, and then an additional hour to move here, so that's 2 and 3 hours. So 1, 2, 3. So all our characters have still 1 hour left to do something, and this will be really tough, but yeah, I have to deal with it. So the captain has to do the look for a boat action, and this is basically like the search for an item action. Again, we have to draw a nightmare card, and then we hope for the correct result. So, and I think we have to draw 1 card and really get the fingers crossed. And wow, we are so lucky, we have found the boat. So during the next night, we might be able to escape from Venice. So we didn't have to use the crystal ball from Lady Columbine here, and this is really awesome. That's really a perfect thing. So I think Lady Columbine will use her day action to heal 2 levels of stress. The same will count for Harlequin here. We will do the same for Brickell, Pantaleon. And as Brickell is our tank for now, I think the Doctor will use his healing day ability to heal Brickell 1, 2, 3 levels of stress. Then the day is over and we come to the night. As we have found the boat, we will not go in the normal night setup. We will set up the refuge in a different way. So this means we will flip over the pile of corpses now. This will serve as our boat, and with this boat we will try to escape from Venice. This is really one of the coolest endgame scenarios, so I was really hoping to get into that and in order to show that to you. But again, I will show this to you in my next playthrough. I hope you enjoyed it so far. Hope I haven't made too many mistakes. I definitely will find 1 or 2 during the editing, but nevertheless, I hope to see you again in my probably last episode of my playthrough of Carnival Zombie. Bye bye.